Hey, welcome back to another finance video. My name is Anthony Pietrobono. I post finance videos, educational fitness content, I'll help you lose body fat, and also my experiences at music festivals. If you're interested in any of those, consider subscribing. In today's video, we're going to talk about different savings rates that we should actually be striving for depending on our situation at home, depending on how old we are, how independent we are, if we're living with our parents still or not. So we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to give you some guidelines and some general rules that we can try to follow to ensure that we're on the right path to financial freedom. If we're age 16 to 25 and we're living at home, we're going to want to strive for a 40% spending rate and a 60% savings rate. Reason being is we're at home, we don't have any expenses. You might only just have expenses such as a car payment or phone bill or gym membership. We don't really have any major expenses that are going to be exceeding a total of $500. So what we can do is save as much as we can, at least a 60% savings rate and 40% spending. This would work out to be, if you're living at home with your parents and you're earning $4,000 a month, then you're going to be saving well over $2,000 every single month. And that should be kind of the minimum for you if you're at home. You know, if you're earning less than that, you only have like a part-time job and maybe only earning $2,000 a month, then you should definitely be still saving at least $1,000 a month. So it really does depend on your income here. Obviously, we want to strive to have the highest income possible, but if our income is around $4,000 a month, which is pretty understandable for in our early 20s, then we should be really saving the $2,000 a month. And if you can save $2,000 a month and invest that when you're early on in your 20s, like we looked in the previous videos that you can click on below, you're going to see just how much money you're going to have at that kind of savings rate. And we really want to push the savings rate to be so high now because it's going to be far more challenging to save at such a high rate when we move out, when we take on more responsibilities, and we have more monthly expenses. Now, if you're 18 or over any age and you're living on your own, you're paying rent or you're paying a mortgage, then things are going to change around a little bit because we have a lot more responsibility, we have more bills to pay. So we're going to be spending 50% of our entire income on our needs. That includes our food, our groceries, our insurance, car insurance, home insurance, any insurance, life insurance, our mortgage payment, our property tax, our gym membership, our phone bill, our internet, our utilities, all this combined, 50% of our needs. This is needs. These are very important things. This is like you can't go without. That's like basic living standards, right? 50% should be going into the needs unless we're an outlier and our income is quite high. If our income is well over $10,000 a month, then we clearly will not need 50% of our income to go to needs. But if you have an average income, remember the average income is around $50,000 a year for people in North America. So if we have an average income, that works out to be about just over $4,000 a month. If we have an average income, 50% can go to needs, 10 to 20% will go to our wants. Our wants are vacations, our wants are that clothing, new pair of shoes, watch, going to bowling, going out for dinner. These are all wants. They're obviously not needs. We don't need to do any of these things, but they're wants, and we can do them, but we want to keep it to around 10 to 20% of our spending on wants. And this is where we really want to focus our efforts into 20 to 40% savings rate monthly. Bare minimum 20%. In general, we don't want to ever really drop below a 20% savings rate. I know some people can get away with, end up going for 10% sometimes, but if we really care about becoming a millionaire well into our 40s and 50s, then we're going to need at least a 20% savings rate monthly, starting right off from when we're in our early 20s. So 20 to 40%, of course 40% ideally at this time, but just give yourself that mental note that, okay, you know what, every single month I can't drop below a 20% savings rate. What this would look like is, let's say you're 26 years old, you moved out, you're renting, you're living on your own, and you're earning $5,000 a month. What this could look like is, bare minimum, you want to be saving at least $1,000 a month. So at the bare minimum, you got to know, okay, I got to save at least $1,000 a month. If I'm 26 years old, I'm living on my own, and I'm earning $5,000 a month. Just keep that in your head and put that as a mental thought. And then you want to automate it. You want to go further and automate it. So we talked about it in previous videos, so we're not going to go over it again, but we'll go into the next demographic here. Now, what if you're 25 or older and you have a spouse and children, you've moved into a house, you've purchased your first house, and you have a full family? Well, this is how it's going to be broken down. Exactly the same as before. 50% goes to the needs, 10 to 20% for wants, and 20 to 40% for our savings. Why is this? Because now there's a husband and wife or two people together. You have two incomes potentially. Maybe one spouse is working a full-time job and they're in a stable career, and the other spouse is working a part-time job and taking care of the children more, right? So we got part-time at $2,000 a month for one spouse, $6,000 a month for the other spouse. That's a combined total of $8,000 a month, right? 50% goes to the needs being taking care of the children, paying the mortgage, paying for the car, paying for all that. 50% would be $4,000 a month. So $4,000 a month goes to the needs, and which is totally reasonable in most areas in North America. And then 10 to 20% will go towards the wants. Basically, we have a good $1,500 a month that can go to wants. That's pretty decent. That's substantial. You can go do a lot of nice things. You can go out for dinner. You can go out for dates. You can plan a vacation every once in a while. $1,500 a month will go to the wants. That allows us to save $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Still, $2,000 to $3,000 a month we have left over after we paid 50% of this total income to our needs, and after we paid 10 to 20%, the $1,500 for our wants. We can still save $2,000 to $3,000 a month and have that invested for us as we're growing our net worth over time. So this is a totally reasonable example. The main purpose here is to kind of show you how you can stay on track regardless of your age, regardless of your living standards, and where you are in life. With these numbers on all these different demographics, you can see exactly what would be ideal for you to save if you're looking to be a millionaire in your 40s or your 50s. If you really want to become financially independent and not have to work, but have the option to actually retire in your 40s and 50s, then these are the savings rates we'll want to look at from whatever age we're currently at. So if you're in your early 20s, review this video, share it with someone who is also in their early 20s if they're looking to really get a handle on their finances. Again, feel free to share this video with someone you know who would benefit from seeing these kind of numbers so they can get right on the right path to becoming financially independent and financially free down the road. Thanks for watching, and if you've found some value from this, again, please share it, give it a thumbs up, or subscribe for more videos like this, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.